Hello, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and everything and anything in between. This is Cow Kings here again with another fantastic and exciting video. So, I just want to show you how to stream. Now, streaming for me, it's okay. I'm not the biggest streamer. I mostly do my videos on YouTube, but it always helps. So this is my setup currently, right? So I have, starting soon, I have my in-game, my intermission, and this is where my chat goes, and this is my recent follow, and yeah, that's the link to my YouTube. This is another intermission with video watching and the chat and stuff, and up here this little box should be where the webcam is, and this is just one, again, more like a screen sharing, and it's just a little testing thing. Now over here, if I click this, I have a different scene, and this is where I've put 4 cows together. This is the stream starting soon, and I have a little tip jar, which is like the snowman here, and then I've obviously the PogChamps, and that's just like where chat will pop up in that blue section right there. So of course, I have the background on loop, and the background is repeating. So the question becomes, how do we do this all? Now, this is Streamlabs OBS, or Streamlabs Desktop, which is a more simplified version of OBS Studio. This is very user-friendly. This isn't going to be a complete guide. This is going to be just show you, like, okay, well, how do we get started? Like, what do we do? So let's go ahead and hop into that. So, first thing you're going to do is down here on the bottom left of this cog, it's your settings. We're just going to click that, and you're going to go to stream, and you're going to make sure you connect whatever you need to connect. Now, I have it connected to my Twitch, which is Chelsea LGBT. Please feel free, always, if you want, to go over there and check it out. That's where I stream. I'm going to start streaming again soon, because I find that it's fun to play games and have an audience. So, this is the first step. You're going to want to make sure that you link this stuff together. So, something that's worth noting is when you're streaming, you want to see all these things, right? So you want to check all this, and we'll go into detail about all this, but first thing is, these are your base canvases. I'm doing 1280 by 720. Now, what you want to see is if you're streaming, let's say you're on your PC, right? Then all you're just going to do is you're going to check what your base monitor resolution is if you're using like a laptop. So you're going to right click, and you're going to click display settings. So then you're just going to keep scrolling down. So this is the main monitor for me. It's 1920 or 1080, that's what's recommended. So I can do it like that, but I stream at a lower resolution just because it's better for like my frame rates and everything, and for how smooth the playback will be. But again, this is just something for you to think about, some food for thought. So if we go back over here to explain what that was, this is like what you output your stream, right? This is like what your stream will be at the resolution. So most places, like Facebook is a good example, you're probably not going to stream more than 1080p, as most providers currently aren't going past that. And really it's just unnecessary in the first place. So let's go over FPS. I do 30, I just think it's better. The only real reason you would need a higher frame, like 60 FPS or something like that, would be, for example, if you're playing like first-person shooters or fighting games, like Super Smash Bros. Would be good. Like if you were streaming, it would want 60 FPS, or if you were playing something like Call of Duty, or you would want 60 FPS, something that's like high output, fast paced. But games like, I would say, League of Legends, or especially single player story based games that are heavily cinematic, you can probably just go with like 30 frames a second. If you want a regular thing, this is average by cubic. I'm just going by linear, just because it's the fastest for me, and I haven't noticed any difference in my stream quality from it. So the next thing you're going to do is open up this, and By the way, bad creepypasta, but at least they tried. And then I've been watching a lot of Shrek competition. This has been pretty fucking cool. Shrek Shaper Slam. Oldie but goldie. So I'm gonna search up Google speed test. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Let's run that speed test. Alright, progress. So that's our download, 203.4. And our upload is right about 22, rounding down. 22.3. Okay, cool. So keep these numbers in here in mind. So now we're gonna go back here, but the upload speed is the most important part. That's gonna affect like how well your stream works, like and it's gonna be for like your bit rate. So output, my bit rate is about 2500 right now. I did. This is what I go by, but I'll explain this. So for this bit rate, usually about like 3500 or 5000 if you want to play it safe will give you reliable 720p video quality. I've still been able to get it, or at least 480 at the very least, from 2500 bitrate. And again, I'm just trying to show you like what you can do if like your bare bones minimum, let's say you don't have a good internet connection, or you for some reason don't have a very good laptop. Now you can set this as simple if you want to do that, but for this, just the simple sake is 2500 runs just fine for me. You don't really need any higher. But if you want to play it safe, go to 5000. Now if you have really good upload speed, let's say you have like 40 megabytes per second or something like upload speed, you could go to like 12,000 or some shit. But at that point it's like you're kind of pushing it. And some days, let's say you have a bad internet day, or your internet speed varies throughout the day, or it's particularly congested, if your streams might really take a hit in quality if you have it really high up. If you want 1080p 60 FPS, by the way, for the bitrate you would want to change it to probably 9000. And for the encoder, it's set to software. This is for if you have a really good processor. This is by default. So if you have a very good processor, you can definitely do this. If you have a good graphics card, it should pop up for like in-bank new hardware, but I don't actually have it. I have an integrated graphics card. Oh, oops, not mean to do that. So I rely on my processor because again, I'm trying to show you how to operate this on like a laptop that's not exactly like super high powered. It's good if you don't have a good processor to not have this enabled and have hardware instead. If you have a good graphics card. If you're going to be running anything in the background, that could be like YouTube videos, Spotify, Facebook, whatever. So just keep that in mind. But again, we're trying to show you how to do this with like a lower end laptop. So if you go over here, in general, you can see a lot of cool little things. Over here, advanced. This is the priority of like streaming, where your computer considers it as far as like what comes first and what comes last. It's automatically set to normal, and I think that's important. If you've got a good computer, you ain't gotta worry about this. But if not, I recommend above normal, so that way you're not having a bunch of stuttering and shit, and your processor and your graphics card will consider this first before other things. So you want to do above normal, but I'm going to keep on normal for myself, just because when I actually use this on my main gaming computer, it's not going to, I don't have to worry about it so much. But for like lower end, you want to do above normal. You can even do high, but I recommend above normal, because you at least still want to have the option of like Spotify in the background if you can. You don't want it to completely shutter that out if it doesn't have to. Next thing we're going to go over is hotkeys. This is for like starting stream, stopping the stream. And what I recommend for this is you just get a pen and a piece of paper so you can go ahead and write these all down and just sort of figure out what works for you. And then of course for this, these are your scenes. These are my scenes. So if you have like your starting stream, you know, you can this will show you, and then you just put down each hotkey for the different things, right? For show chat box, hide chat box, all that. And then the same for like anything else, or for new scenes, or for the ending scenes, or for the transmission scenes. It can help you seamlessly transition, start, begin, end stream. And for this part, you're just going to want to go ahead and just look through and get a feel for it all for yourself. Now, if you're using something like Twitch or anything, you'll be able to do this. What you can do is you can go and you can click custom streaming server and then put your URL and your stream key, and you can find those just by simply going to like Twitch TV and then finding what your / or / or whatever is. For me, it's Chelsea LGBT, and then you can also just search up your Twitch stream key. But you really, I mean, I just keep it like this for real. So luckily, this cool guy right here, Gale Level, if you just go to his thing, he has a cool thing where you can get like overlays and shit, so you can just sort of choose what you're trying to go for here. And this sounds so obvious, but I cannot stress the importance of actually taking your time going through this and making sure that you choose an overlay that fits you, because it's going to be something you're going to see every time that you stream. You will make sure that when you look at it, it's pretty and it's nice. Okay, so once you have your new scene and everything, or you have your downloads, what you're going to do is going to click on this start, and this is going to be your new scene, and we're just going to put starting soon. Boom, and it's going to be completely blank, right? And then your downloads, so here, these are my downloads. You're just going to click show all, and you're just going to click show all, and we're going to drag and then you're going to drag over all the stuff that was, and then you're going to just create a new folder. Then here, you're just going to want to rename the folder, or you can just copy, or you can just paste everything in here. So here's our starting soon. We're just going to drag it over. Boom. Pretty simple, huh? So if you're not too satisfied with this, the beautiful part about this is you can sort of move this around, and you can also resize it into your screen. So I start by doing one corner and then aligning it. And see how simple that is? And look, we're already starting off something pretty. Next one we're going to do is going to click plus, and we're going to go back, click play. This is obviously self-explanatory when you're playing games. So if you want to do camera, I'm just going to take this, click this over here, and this is going to be your camera overlay. And you can make this however big or small you want. And you can just put it wherever really. And for maximum flexibility, you can use your arrow keys to move stuff as accurately as you want. Now, if you wanted to add music to your stuff, you click this plus scene. Oh no, oops, sorry, that's wrong. Over here, you're going to click the plus, you're going to go to media source, and you're going to add source. So add source, starting music. Alright, cool, and then I'll show you how to do this next. Okay, so you got your music, whatever it may be. For me, I just chose something off of YouTube, so I'm just going to go ahead and add it to here and show you what's up. Then we just close. That's really all there is to it. This is how you control the audio for this, and you can mute it, but you have to click here. Now I have my mic enabled, and if I do this, it enables the mic as you see here. But if I don't want to do that, I can equally just click it, and now it's muted, and now nobody can hear me. So to set that up, because I have a USB microphone, I can just go to audio, and you can just set this up. I just have it because what I'm running is a Snowball Ice. It's a blue. It's the brand Blue Snowball Ice. It's really good. You can get it from Walmart. It's fucking fantastic. It's phenomenal. I love this thing, and I just have it set to default here. But if you want, you can manually go in and on whichever one and click for your audio, for your mic. You can manually click it if you want to change it. So let's say you had headphones. If you did, you would go down and you would click them for this first one. And then if we go down here, we click microphone Bluetooth. And then we want to go ahead and test that. So we go back over here and we click and we start talking. And we can see that we're obviously doing very well. Oh, and I forgot to mention, by the way, but if you're doing this and you're adding something, like it's not, like it's audio, but like there's this, you don't want to insert, what's what you can do? You can just drag this out of reach, and you can make it tiny, and then now it's not even going to pop up on the stream. So, okay, back over here, you want to add your camera, go to plus, general, and then you're going to go to video capture device, and you can just rename this camera, and you can choose your camera. Now obviously I have my camera pretty well blacked out. I just, you know, that's how it is. But if we do that, let's pretend this is a camera. We can drag this and we can resize it to fit. And you can, if you have a laptop, you can use your trackpad for optimal efficiency as far as being accurate. And you can just sort of move this around. And then you want to make sure this is properly layered, so you want to drag this underneath. See how that works? How if it's over top, then it'll like kind of go bad. So you always want to make sure your camera is underneath. And again, you know, you can, because that way, do something like that, and if you do make it bigger, then we drag it a little bit inside, bring it over around town. And again, it does not have to be perfect. It can literally just be okay. You don't have to get perfect. But yeah, something like that. Now, one thing you'll notice about this is that there's a problem here, right? Being that it's not properly cropped. Hold the Alt key, and that way you can do this. You hold the Alt key. Oh, am I doing it right? Huh. This might be a learning experience for me too, guys. Now, normally if I do the Alt key, well, I've got it perfect here. Oh, okay, I see the problem, I was clicking the wrong thing. You'll have to excuse my ignorance. Okay. Oh, my Alt key seems to not be working. That's unfortunate. Let me just make sure. Sorry. There we go. Okay, yeah. See, here's the Alt key. And so you can, if you click the Alt key, you can just drag one thing at a time. And you can just drag one area. And then for the last little tiny bit, you can just use your arrow keys to reposition. Then we're going to add something else. Go here, general, this is display capture, add source. Alright, so display capture. And you can choose whatever display. I'm obviously running just one monitor, so not a big deal. And then you can just click done. Okay, so you're obviously going to want to resize this because it's not fitting in completely. So drag this. Again, hit that Alt button. Again, we want to get it all to fit in together, nice and steady. And then I'm going to hit that Alt button. Come on. Drag it in there. Alright, perfect. And we want to drag this underneath the camera. We want these to be above this. So that way the camera goes under the camera overlay. And babushka, see? Now if you ever don't want to accidentally mess something up, you can always lock it to where you won't accidentally like drag it out of place like this stuff right here. Right, because this is unlocked, but if I lock it, right, watch, I'm not going to drag it accidentally. But again, I am going to show you now. You just right click remove if you want to get rid of something. Right click remove if you want to get rid of it. Now for your alerts, you're going to go click the plus symbol. And you're going to go over to widgets. Now, as you can see, I did the little dinosaur. I like this thing. And alert box is alert box, so you really don't need to even change the name. So this is like where your alert would be. Now you can double click it and you can actually add something to your alert, right? If you wanted to. Like, it does not have to be blank here. You can also try the new simplified alert settings right here, and this will help you tremendously. Or you can go back for the old alert box settings if you want to do this. Now I have some settings. I have the cow. I have this little cow I like as my default for my donations, and then I don't really have merch, but you know, it's for everything, right? So, I like that. And really all you have to do is just sort of change it up. And you can always test your widgets by clicking. Oh yeah, I added sounds. And we'll show you how to do this in the next one. But this is what I want to show you. I'm just trying to help you get your stream started, really. So, I'll show you how to do this next time, but again, this is just to help you get your stream started right now. All the extra details like the custom tip jar, the customizing, all that, we will come back to that eventually. Now, one thing I do want to go over though is, let's say you do figure it out, right? And I showed you previously, but again, always test your widgets. Because you'll see how big it is. So if you think that's too big, right, that you have here, you can, again, we go over here, test. If you think that's too big, you can just resize it literally. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. Motherfucker. So, over here, you just resize it, bring it down, right about here, and let's try it out again. Maybe you think that's too small, and again, see, we can just keep testing it, and we'll bring it right about there. And one last time, this is all about patience, really, with this type of shit. And now we're just gonna move it down a little bit so we can get the whole cow in the picture, and move over, and perfect. Now, one thing that Streamlabs does have over at OBS is that the general, they have a lot of cool little shit. Stream boss, jar, chat box. I mean, all sorts of cool little gadgets, right? That you can kind of get a feel for, and I really like it. Now, of course, The last thing is click this and add an ending, and literally just name it ending. Babushka. So again, over here, go over here, you look for your ending. Oh shit, Shimada. That's not what I want to do. So here's my background. And then one more. So we want to resize this. Of course, that's the most important thing of all. Use my arrow keys, drag it a little bit. Hold down the Alt button. We are going to want to drag this out. Okay, we cannot do that for some reason. Okay. If you can't do it for Alt, then you'll just have to do it normally and drag it. Sometimes the Alt key wants to be cringy and not work with me. Alright, cool. And then back over here, we did the stream ending soon, the stream ending background, and then stream ending. See, so there's a difference. This one just doesn't have text, but this one does, so really it's up to your discretion. Again, for this, we're just simply making it as basic and user-friendly as possible. If for some reason you can't do it this way, you can always do this, and you can click image, add source, and you don't want to add any of these ones that are already existing. You want to instead add a new source instead. Ending image, right? Add source, browse file, go to downloads. It can be whatever, really. I've chosen my guinea pig, Princess Pretzel. I really love her a lot. And now you might think, okay, well, this is kind of weird. So the last thing, the creme de la creme. Go over here. Remove background. Upload image. Now that I have Princess Pretzel with the background removed, we're going to go back over here. Go ahead and remove this. Going to re-add it. So image, add source, new source. Just keep it named image. We don't really give a fudge. Just pretzel, done, and because we removed that background, we have Princess Pretzel, and we can put her really where. God, I love her so much. 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 And we have Diddy Bop 2, and I just love them, man. They're just, I love them, man. We can put them wherever, but Poggy. And again, we can resize her, but here's that. I'm just dragging her. So all you have to do is hit go live, and then you'll be able to go live. You have everything set up for a very basic stream. And again, there's a lot more to it. This will help you get started with your stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, this is Cat King signing off.